How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and a little bit of yeasty goodness action in the form of Mystic Brewing's Saison Renaud. I think that's how you say that. If not, hey now. Anyway, I'm super excited to give this a whirl. I've had a couple of Mystic offerings. Had my first one a while ago when I was at a beer mill by my buddy Ben, and then the drips and drabs that are stuff in my area. And we just had them on a radio show I do on Sundays. So, yeah, been getting a lot of Mystic in my life lately. The two guys, one of the two guys, or two of the two guys, not one of the two guys, two of the guys that I do the radio show with actually went up to Boston, went to Mystic, picked this bottle up at the brewery for me. Oh, thank you very much, Derek and beer dealer George for picking this up, and yeah. How about I stop yammering and get into this fucker? Anyway, as far as what it says on the bottle, it says fermented in square fermenters using Mystic's house-cultivated cultures, unfiltered and pasteurized and bottle-conditioned. Saison Renaud, Mystic, product of Chelsea, Massachusetts. So you get 6.5% ABV on this, and story time. Saison Renaud is our tried and true provision Saison. We have spent countless hours shaping this beer towards our vision of an American counterpart to the farmhouse. Say that shit right. Ales of Europe. Cork and caged for bright effervescence, patiently bottle conditioned, and made with our longest continually cultured house yeast. We are happy to offer this bottle for your table. We hope it makes even your most modest meal in the momentous occasion. So yeah, label-wise it's cool. Very American influenced, European-esque kind of labeling. You know, it's old school with a bit of new school. So I kind of dig it on that front. Cork gauge doesn't suck, so let's dive right in. Nice little table beer to start the session off. Gonna do a couple reviews, and this one just screamed at me as the one to start it off with. Really nice pop off that sucker. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and say I've loved everything I've had from Mystic. I haven't hated anything from them, but some beers I've really enjoyed, and some are just okay for me. Honestly, that's going to be par for the course a lot of times when you're dealing with a strictly wild or yeast-based brewery, especially a newer one. Like they said in here, this is their longest house-cultivated yeast. Yeast takes a long time to mature and come into its own. So when you have a newer brewery, even if it's been around for 8 years, that's only 8 years they've had to get typically cultivated yeast. So it doesn't have enough time for that yeast to kind of come into its own and mature. Anyway, two fingers, creaminess with rockiness, all kinds of awesomeness. It's like the lacing on this looks like it's going to be epic. I can see into the beer, but at the same time, there's a decent creaminess on it. It's got like kind of like a defying gravity kind of vibe going on. The beer itself, it's south of champagne carbonic, but it's definitely got a nice kind of effervescent kind of carbonation to it. Very small particulate floating around in there. Other than that, pretty clear, nice bright, vibrant yellow to it. So I mean, it looks like a nice Saison is what it looks like. So yeah, let's get a nose on her, or try to. Allergies. Classic Saison yeast, Belgian. I'm guessing Belgian influence. Probably they're very terroir based, so I'm sure it all comes from the United States. I'm getting a lot of Perry kind of non-red, non-green, non-sour, non-sweet kind of apple vibes from it. Maybe even like a little bit of lemongrass kind of going on there, and a little bit of like a pilsner kind of malt. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it smells what it should smell like in a very good way. It smells really clean, smells really crisp. Doesn't smell negative at all. I wish you could see how deep this head is kind of sinking in there with the awesome lacing kind of going around the outside. So she looks like a good beer. She smells like a good table beer. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Ooh, yeah, a lot more funkiness in there than I expected. I dig it. Definitely tell you're dealing with a more wild yeast as opposed to just a basic kind of run-of-the-mill, not too, what's the word I'm looking for? Not too out there kind of yeast. When you first sip it, you get that subtle carbonation, a little bit of maltiness, and a little bit of that like peary, nondescript apple kind of vibe. And it starts to bring this kind of funky. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go a little bit sweaty, a little bit horse blankety kind of vibe on it, but it's there. It's not. I'm not trying to use it just as a descriptor because I don't. Just to throw it out there, it's giving you a nice, funky dirtiness to it in a good way. Way more vibrant than I thought it would be in the mouth than it based off the nose. Allergies and kicking in, so it could be that. It's really impactful for its ABV and its style. And that's the thing, like I was like, okay, very Belgian-esque or European. It doesn't have an American vibe to it. It does not taste like your atypical Belgian kind of yeast. It has this kind of funky vibrance I haven't really tasted much before. A little bit more striking, a little bit more abrasive Americans. So I think that works. Yeah, I dig this. This is absolutely something. This for me is summer beer. I want to crush this when I'm drinking beers, and I want to drink like 8 of these. Yard working or golfing or whatever. Some people turn to, IPAs. Some people turn to Pilsners. Some people turn this and that and the other thing. To me, a nice Belgian-esque Saison, lower in ABV, 6.5 isn't super low. Lower ABV Saison is what I personally want to drink in barbecue time. You know what I mean? Drinking this and then having whatever. You want to pair it with golf. You want to pair it with yard work. You want to pair it with food. You want to pair it with whatever. I think these kind of beers are the ones that really do it for me, turn me on. So yeah, this is a really, really, really well done Saison. It gives you the atypical Saison-ness, because that's a word. There is an underlying little spiciness to it, a little bit of coriander, but it's not too huge, but you get that really nice kind of back in, I want to say tart funkiness. It's not overly tart. There is a little bit of tartness there to kind of make it pop, and enough dryness. It's drying out enough to where I want to keep drinking. So that doesn't suck. Is it one of the better Saisons I've had as of late? Especially American-born, yeah. It has a unique calling card to it in its flavors, in that even though a lot of the descriptors I use are a lot of descriptors that you typically hear with Saisons, maybe it's just me lacking the verbiage to explain it. It has a uniqueness that is its own. Value and availability, no idea. They picked it up for me. Didn't buy it. Lucky in that way. And availability, I know Mystic kind of gets around. So you should be able to find it. I assume, unless it's brewery only, you can find this on shelves. So if you're in the northeastern region of the United States, you should be able to find it unless you're one of the lucky few that gets Shelton Brother bombs from these guys who know they're Shelton Brothers distributed. And other than that, just say if you like what, will you like this? If you're a Saison junkie, but you want an American-born one that was born, bred, and done in America that brings the best of the old world with a bit of the new, then this is your beer, because this is pretty much what it delivers, and that does not suck. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a beautiful American-born and bred Saison right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.